Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice here is if you want to do it right, collect what you like. But you know how it goes for Monday, FANime Talk. If you want to view it right, anime for life, baby. Anime for life. So, today we are going over Eden. You guys, this is a Netflix series original. You guys, something a little outside the box, especially for your boy, because your man's a big fan of the battle style anime. But thanks to you guys, the community, the viewers, you guys really have, began to change my perspective, and direction on certain animes, to kind of take a listen to or to view. My girl Inja Benja, who's out there, I know she's definitely somebody that, I take her recommendations, and my man, Bleeding Star, wherever you are in the galaxy, brother. But before we get into that, I want to say what's up to Steve. What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much, brother. Nothing much, man. Enjoyed the weekend. I was gonna say enjoying the weekend. I woke up this morning thinking it was Sunday.
Right.
The boy had to work and get some coffee.
Yeah.
So
Feel ya.
everything else is good, man. The weekend went good. Caught up on some reading. Watched the anime. Ugly tear cried.
Oh, that's
caught up on a bunch of anime guys. So
for sure, dude. Yes, heartfelt weekend, heartfelt anime style weekend right here. But before we get into that, Steve, we got to holler, at the moderators. We got to do that whole faction that you do so beautifully, brother.
Oh, well, we're going to do this right now, my brother. We are going to do this right now. We got to hit the Team Nerd Herd moderators. Yeah. But that name should be erased because I just call them the Four Horsemen faction.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just hitting you with that at the ringside. So brother number one, brother Rudy is a pillar of the community. He is the Ric Flair of the group. His styling and profiling. With his lucha mask, on. You know what I mean? Then you got Something Wong. You already know Something White always happens.
Wong, what's up, brother?
Executive producer, dare I say it, Havoc?
Oh, yeah. I would agree. I'll co-sign that.
Then you got brother number 3. You got D-Anime, etc. D-Anime, etc. Senpai. Right. He's a boss right there.
That's right. That legendary Sonic right there.
Yeah, that's it, man. Then you got Glenn Obi, Glenn 2K12 coming in high definition. The whore hermano, man.
That's right.
Glenn Obi, one with the force and the flatulence.
That's right.
Then you got those luscious beats. They tingle the ears. They make you feel good. They just make you sway.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Something like that. I knew how to dance or nothing like that.
Oh, dude, I thought you were gonna do that all my shoulder shimmy. You know what I mean, dude? From back in the day, Alonzo, you're in the chat. Bro. I saw you, brother.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
Shout outs to DJ Abomination and Plain Clothes D up north, man. Representing that Bay AA. And then we're gonna go ahead and hit. The herd chat, man. Look, Inja already, man. She already wanted to start the show early. She was calling and she was like, "Hey."
Yeah, I thought I heard a blade coming out, man. So I was like, Steve, we need to do this fast, man.
Yeah. We got to talking in the back, and then we were just like, "Oh, we got to start."
Yeah.
All right. Yo, you got comics and pops. You got Alonzo. You got the leader, man. You got the Cyclops of the team. Dare I say it? The X-Men, the Uncanny one.
Yeah.
All right. And you got Inja right here. Only a minute off, and we're doing a good job. So.
She's making sure she's keeping us in line, dude. Sharp. Like
yeah, man. That's right, man. She don't play. Anytime Inja has that blade by her bed, I'm like, someone's gonna go to bed and go to sleep, pushing up daisies or something like that. And you got D-Anime right there. You got Senpai right there, man.
Man.
Yeah, man. Just that chakra. You could already feel it when it comes in. Then you got Evil's Comics. Shout out to Evil's Comics, up, Evil's? My brother Evil.
What's going on,
if
Mike?
You guys missed that rewind on Saturday, man, go ahead and check you out. Evils did a great function. He got a faction of his own. A fellowship. And they rocked the night away. So shout outs to my man Evil Comics. All right.
That's right.
Then you got brother Rudy right here. Brother Rudy, all up in the building. All Might Shimmy.
Yeah. I knew Alonzo would remember.
I'm dancing like my neck is stiff. Like I ain't got no type of rhythm, bro. Like as soon as we get off the air, man, I'm about to do something. Right there. Bam.
Dude. There we go. Glenn, what's happening, man?
Right, man. Here it is. HK Wifey 420. Sheena.
What's up,
What is
Sheena?
going, Sheena? What is going on,
Good to
Sheena?
see you,
What is
girl.
going on? Much love to Sheena. The queens in comics, man. They're like
Mhm.
Voltron, man. You know, like you got Inja Binja, then you got HK Wifey 420, then you got my girl J Rails, Q,
That's right.
then you got Michelle
Moonlit.
Moonlit Comments, and then you
Yeah.
got
Nicole.
Nicole.
Mhm.
Right.
They're
So
coming together,
yeah,
man.
yeah, they're
For
coming to get
sure.
you.
Yeah.
All right, man. We are all caught up, guys. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys for joining us on this Monday. Right out the gate, we're going to go ahead and hit it. So let me go ahead and dribble this and dish this over to my brother, Eric. What's going on, brother? Hit
Yes,
us
you
with it.
guys. Yes, indeed. Like I said before, what's going on, Lord Chucks?
Luke Trucks at the
Um,
BLCC.
That's right, man. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, man. So like I had said before, definitely branching out, getting used to, and a little bit more comfortable with being not so comfortable with the genres of, what I'm particularly used to. But when I saw Eden, I did put it on my list because when I read the synopsis of it and just seeing, the image of the thumbnail of what they had really just kind of caught my attention. And, after reading the synopsis, it just kind of captivated me. So I had to dive into this, you guys. And it's a very short series, my man Geek Driven Jeff, he had mentioned that it was almost like almost like watching a movie, you guys. So it is only a four episode anime, but it flows very, very good, you guys. So
Yes.
the story, are basically starting out with a large, long countdown, you guys. And so we get our view of what is our planet Earth, you guys. And I have to say, it's a very beautiful scenery, you guys. The illustrations, the animation, they just really nailed it, you guys. And it's just, you see the Earth flourishing, blue skies, green as far as the eye can see, you guys. And
As far as
very
that I like too.
that's right, and very delicious looking apples, Steve. I mean, when you saw that, did you want to like put your hand through the screen and just pluck one of them little bad boys out and take a bite?
Like Tom Sawyer, brother.
Yeah,
You
that's
already know.
right, dude. Johnny Appleseed, baby. And
Yeah.
so you got a large orchard of apples that are being plucked away by just these harvesting bots, you guys. And there are different types of robots, or different looking types of robots that just kind of have a different job or role within this farm orchard kind of compound, outside compound, because it does seem to be a large invisible like cube that is kind of visible, for everybody to see, but it just kind of blends in very nicely with the sky. What's going on, Chef RD? How you doing, brother?
D. Harris, man. Man, he's
Um,
making me hungry. He was making me hungry like
I
this
know I
weekend
saw him. I
with
saw him
his
buttering up
post.
them biscuits, yo. I was like,
Oh,
dang, son.
I was like, you got some jam?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And a cup of coffee? I'd be
that's
down,
right.
man. I can't wait to see my brother.
Oh yeah, that's right, man. And so, kind of continuing on, you guys, we get to see what's going on, my man, Geek Driven. What's
Geek
up,
driven
Jeff?
chef, million miles a minute, brother. Hit him with
Uh,
it, baby. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, dude, we gotta, give the shout outs when people coming in, man. We do appreciate you guys coming in. And
Oh,
so as we continue on, you guys, it really centers out. Oh man, Raging Cajun, what's going on, JD? Good to see you,
brother
man.
JD, brother JD. Good to see you, my brother. He's been everywhere, man. This boy is like a mover and a shaker.
That's right, dude.
Shaking
Traveling
that tail
out.
feather in hockey games, football games. I was about to see him in a picture with the helmet on. You know,
How can you imagine, man? He's up on the field.
right?
He's ready to do
Like,
some damage, yo.
like Heisman and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, dude, that 3-point stands right there. And so the story really is centered around two robots, you guys. So the feminine robot, or at least the feminine voice robot, is, I believe, A37, you guys, and she stumbles upon a pod that is kind of just not too far outside of where like their main orchard is. And she opens it up, and there's a human that's in there, and what we know from the story so far is that there's certain rules that the robots operate under, and it's been programmed by their creator. And so basically, robots are here to help further the progression of our planet. They're also, if they do see another robot that is kind of like getting a little, rinkety, you guys, and starting to slow down, their job is to safely repair their own to continue on the progression of our planet, to make sure that it flourishes. And they're also just here to serve humanity and cause no harm to any humans, you guys. However, as you kind of progress within it, start to understand that when a 37 finds it, she's kind of freaking out, because this is the first human that they've seen for decades, you guys. We humans have been just disappeared off the face of the earth for quite some time.
Post-apocalyptic,
Yes, very much so, you guys. But again, the scenery does not really show that, at least from what we see so far. And so she tells another bot, and this is our bot E92, you guys, who is the kind of like the male within this, 1,000 years. Thank you, Jeff.
More decades.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Times 1,000. You know what I mean?
That's right, dude. And so, so they're both freaking out, and they are basically saying, like, within their role, that we got to go tell the security bots, because humans are not. We're told that now humans are dangerous, so they're not supposed to be around here. We need to turn this one in. However, the human that they find, Sarah, our girl, is very playful. Very just
jovial.
Yes, thank you. You beautifully put. And they kind of have a logical sense, because they're machines. So they're basing their interaction with Sarah off of logic, because obviously, robots are probably incapable of having that human emotion, like that sort of, narrowing down what basically is what it makes us who we are. And so they're trying to figure this out. So they end up hiding Sarah. They're trying to figure out how to raise this young child, to get to know her. So they're thinking that this girl needs to charge. They take her to their charging station. That's not what it is. She's cranky. She's hungry. So exactly. So what they do is they give her apples, and they're where exactly they are is Eden 3. So there are other Edens within around Earth that, just with further bots that are just making sure that things kind of go as planned. Yes, they want Earth to continue to grow. So whenever they do come across another bot, they kind of like they just hide Sarah in this little basket that's actually attached to my man E92, and they're gonna bring her underground, where the compound is. And so, what's going on, Zen Multiverse? Welcome, man. Good evening.
He just came from galaxies beyond, man. Yo, my man Zen, dude, he be playing video games, Eric. It's right up your alley, bro.
Oh, dude, I gotta check you out, Zen. Gotta check you out, baby. Brother.
Shout outs to Zen.
Yes, indeed. And so when they're actually going to take Sarah, they find other bots that are actually it seems like they're being interrogated by these security bots. And there is a head bot, you guys, and this fool looks like a skinny Megatron, man. He looks pretty mean and lean. And so they're basically cornering all of the harvester robots, and kind of like any robot that is basically not doing what it's told, it gets reprogrammed. So it's not destroyed, but it's, what kind of memories it has, it just kind of gets reset. It gets that hard reset, you guys. And so that's right, man. That's right. And so they run away. and they try to figure out, what are we going to do? And they say, well, it's clear that it isn't safe for Sarah to be here, so we need to leave. So they rip off their little antennas and they set off out into the distance, and they just travel, but they not before they actually get like some sort of signal, basically indicating like this is the way to go. And so they do follow this way, and Zero, that's right, Inja. Zero is our big bad, you guys, big bad. And so he as they continue on, another robot comes out and they say like, oh, like we're kind of like a resistance robot kind of station. They're not warriors or fighter robots, you guys. They're just like basic kind of functioning domestic-esque robots that have just formed a little colony with each other because they just think differently from other robots. What's going on, Uncanny Swag? What's going on, my man? Welcome.
Swaggy, what's going
Keeping
on, my
it
brother?
swaggy.
Good to always do. And Uncanny.
That's right.
You know?
And so they know that humans, they think their thought process is very much the same as A37 and E92, you guys. And so they say that it's safe for Sarah to stay there. And this is now where Sarah begins to grow, you guys. And so she forms relationships with all of these bots. She calls the bot that sent the signal for them to come and stay there, Uncle John. And my man Uncle John, has his little like cowboy hat, and they're basically raising Sarah. And from one episode to the next, you guys, you really get an opportunity to see the difference of like as they're raising Sarah, A37 and E92, you get a different voice exchange with how they're communicating. Before, it was very much, yes, and now they're starting to talk as if they're humans. They're really talking to her and still communicating with some sort of kind of robotic logic, but their interaction is it's much more fluid. And so don't forget. Oh, yes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Eric's the one that floats like a butterfly, man. I still
Thank you, Alonzo. Yeah, we would appreciate it, you guys. And so seeing that really really starts to make this a more wholesome, you guys, because she's developing this whole family with all of these bots, and they're trying to raise her from what they remembered, and they're keeping they're robots, so they're keeping dates, you guys, saved as kind of like what regular pets. And so now what's it, 837 and E92 are not them anymore. They're mom and dad. What's going on, Captain Comics? Welcome,
Captain
man.
Comics, my brother. What's good
so she calls them
ahoy.
Yes, indeed.
Ahoy
waving that pirate flag.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. And so she calls them mom and dad, and they are definitely functioning as if they're trying to keep her safe. They're, disciplining her, as they see fit, by not causing harm, just kind of verbally and with logic. They really are trying to make sure that she stays alive, you guys, because they know that she is a rare, she's rare, you guys. As far as they know, that she's the only human basically on Earth. And for Sarah, she's basically thinking the same thing, but it wouldn't be an anime without some sort of adventure. And this girl has the spirit of adventure just inside of her. She's sliding down tall buildings. She's jumping off things, so she's just a very adventurous soul. And she actually comes across this little hacking system that Uncle John has developed, and she has an opportunity to kind of be one of the robots. She puts this machine on, this hacking set on, and she becomes a robot that is actually placed in Eden 3, you guys. And so through that, she is somehow able to hear a voice that says that she needs to come and help and say the password, to basically as a distress signal. So it's a human voice, and so she is now curious, and so this is where our story really launches forward, you guys. And mom and dad are not very happy about this. They know that this is not a safe place for her to go because this is where they found her. This is where they're actually taking her away from. And so Sarah does kind of go off venturing on her own. And there's these security bots that are actually finding where she is, you guys. And so Sarah, thinking on her toes, she tells one of her kind of a callback to Star Wars. She has her own little bot, PJ, that is basically her man 50 grand, her sidekick. And so she tells PJ to go on, and she is going to divert the security flying security bots out. Very Tobey Maguire. Thank you. This is just out of the shower look, you know what I'm saying? Kids man, will be kids. That's right. And it's sure. Yeah. I know I'm gonna start doing that dance from Spider-Man 3. And so Sarah is successful in making sure that the bots are following her. However, there is a bot that somehow manages to find their way over to where the rest of the kind of like good guy bots are. And Sarah does defeat the majority of them, but they are robots. So these robots have to go back in charge. So in order for it's not like the Zero and his security bots are going to come right then and there because, these bots have to charge. So it's going to take some time. And so Sarah has this bright idea of saying, well, why don't I go to Eden 3 to basically find out that there's another human. You guys got to let me do this. And mom and dad are still very hesitant, you guys, because they don't want to lose her. And as I was watching this, it really started to become a lot more emotional, as odd as it sounds. And it's definitely something to the names mom and dad. Whenever you hear that and, going alongside with this family, he's got them here. You really get to, it really does make it more familiar and less like you're watching two robots pretending to be a mom and dad. It really does tie this knot in as a very wholesome family unit. And so Uncle John says, you know what, you guys, this might not be a bad idea, because if they're coming here and they find any evidence of Sarah, we're all going to be reprogrammed. So it might not be a bad idea for Sarah to go towards the danger, because that's going to be the last place they're going to look. And so mom and dad agree, and Sarah sets off with her man PJ, and they're going. And so so Sarah promises mom and dad that she's not going to, cause any trouble, and that she's not going to get found out. So these robots only speak either two languages, robot, or somehow if they have any encounter with a human being, their function is to basically translate what it is and then kind of go and start speaking, any human language. And so this is kind of where the danger of, our story is kind of progressing, because as Sarah is kind of secretly going, it finally sneaks into this, orchard compound where all these apples are harvested. And she's trying to figure out, well, why are they always plucking apples? And she's like, if robots need fuel, so they must be harvesting these apples to basically keep this whole ship running. And she's right. However, this whole operation is basically leading to
dire straits.
Yes, you guys, this is a very big problem, because it's almost it's like a big melting pot, you guys, full of apples. So they're boiling these apples so that they could gain this fuel. And so PJ, I know, where's Wong at? And so PJ comes to the rescue, and as she's kind of getting dumped out, he grabs hold of her, and then the kind of just the container ships them off into solid ground. And so now they're exploring the compound and trying to figure out. And so she goes way down into like this kind of basement and mom and dad are hacking this robot because they're concerned, they're worried, and yes. And however, it almost is kind of like a a snafu, you guys. It wasn't intentional, but they did tell Sarah not to talk to any robots, and so she does say something because this bot starts to speak to her, and so she speaks back. And this
Zenith.
is like this. Yes, this is the signal that kind of sends out because Zero is able to. He has an AI, Guinevere or Geneva. I'm sorry, I believe it's Geneva. Love them apples. That's right.
That's
And
right.
so Geneva says that they've detected a human voice, and it's here in the compound. So there they go. And this robot is taking Sarah to another AI, Zurich, I believe, is this AI's name, female voice. And so she's the one that sent out this kind of distress signal. And so she knows some things that Sarah needs to basically do. And she says, if you want to save all of humanity, and remember in the beginning how I said that there's a countdown, you guys, this is the countdown that Zurich is talking about. And so she's got to say the password, but she doesn't necessarily know the password to give to Sarah in order to say it. And only a human voice is able to say this, you guys. Let's
His
see.
name's Zero.
Yes, zero.
Man.
And
He's a skinny Megatron, as Eric said, dude. He's on a
that's right,
regiment.
man. That's right, dude. He's lean and mean.
Yeah.
Yep. And so Sarah has no other choice to she's gone this quest now to try to figure out if there's a way for me to, free other humans or wake other humans up from, kind of a chrono sleep, or hyper sleep. She's got to try to figure this out. So she goes back over. That's right. She goes back over to home, right? She goes back home, and mom and dad are actually, they meet her basically in a
In the
midway
orchard.
point. And so they're able to kind of help her out there. They're off going to just basically exploring, and she knows that this is something that she has to do, you guys. And there is something that that kind of to me it really does tie everything in a closer knot, you guys. And with mom and dad kind of coming back to Sarah, they have certain feelings, but again, for them it's logic, but as you're watching it, you gotta have a sense of understanding that this seems to be much more than just logic, you guys, because they're sharing a lot of emotions, a lot of events in life that as parents, and for those of you guys that are in the chat that have kids, and those of you that are watching this later on the rewind,
Bring a tissue. Bring a tissue right now, damn it.
yes, you guys, there's you'll definitely feel some sort of emotional way because there is memories that they share. One specifically that Sarah shares with all of her home robots of movies of humans dancing, and mom just starts kind of moving around, kind of wild-like, and Sarah's like wondering like what's going on. Dad's thinking like, dude, like mom's malfunctioning over here, and mom just gives us the words, and she says that if this is something that humans do, and this is something for me to better understand Sarah, then I want to try it. And to me, that is a very parental thing that, like for those of us that see our kids kind of doing something that we don't necessarily understand, you guys, but you want to be close to your child or your friend, what have you, any kind of close relationship, you definitely put forth the effort to try and be a part of whatever it is that they're into, whether it be a hobby of any kind of facet. You definitely try, a healthy facet, I should say, but you definitely try and put forth the effort. And so that is a big part within this series that really did tug at my heartstrings. And so yeah. Melons are
Man.
mine.
Can I add a
Yeah.
little something?
Yes, please,
Bro?
Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got to agree with you in this part, because they a lot of the time they're thinking practical, they're thinking logical, they're breaking it down to a science where it just makes sense. But
Yes.
as you get into that part where she ships out to go to Eden 3 to go into the fray, and they, before she leaves, that's when they play that video. Um,
Yes.
and in some sort of sense, uh, it just felt humane.
Mhm.
It felt like how she said, if I can understand why she enjoys it, then it's okay with me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and you just can see the empathy,
Mhm.
of these robots. And here you're thinking like they're just robots. They don't have feeling. They just have no
Yep.
logic.
Yep.
But they're just worried, about her, and it shows.
Yeah.
Like they go, above and beyond.
Mhm.
And we really get to see that. I know you told me on episode 2 that's that's what got you, and it
Yeah.
definitely got me too. But
Yeah.
going into 3, man, episode 3 just floored me.
Yes.
But
Yes. You
yeah, let
guys.
me go ahead and dish it back to you so you can break it down, dude. Because I just
Yeah.
want to
No.
just
I mean,
give a little bit.
no. 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 I mean, I really do. Like hearing, like for those of you guys that have seen it, and for those of you guys later that will see it, it definitely is something different. And it just it really does hit you in, gives you all the feels, all the emotional feels, and even more so, you guys, what's up going on? How's
The
it
House
going?
of
The House of
Nerds
Nerd
show,
show.
man.
What's
If you
up?
guys
Welcome.
missed it, man, you gotta catch it, dude. Yesterday, man, they had an award show. Epic, man,
Woo.
epic. They had an epic amount of guests. They had Zoo Orzo, they had Rom V. It was an amazing show.
Nice.
Shout
Very
outs to
nice.
the House of Nerds show. All
Yes.
right. Well, thank you, Inja. Thank you. All right, man.
Yeah.
Let's get back into it, brother.
Yes, so we also get to see some flashbacks from years before, of where kind of like some humanity, or other humans that are inhabiting still the earth, that are still alive. And we get to see Dr. Westfield, you guys, or Westonfield, I believe is his name. And he's just trying to figure out, because the planet is basically like, in shambles at this point. It's not the Eden that we're seeing. It's definitely something that's very different. And so things are kind of falling apart. So he's trying to reverse that, and he's trying to make sure that this planet survives. And he does have a daughter, a young gal by the name of Liz, I believe her name is. And she is very, happy-go-lucky. What's going on, GT Key? How you doing, man? um,
Netflix.
yes, yes. Netflix. Let's see if I haven't yet, Inja, but I do have that on my queue, on my list. And so so
Drive safe, brother.
he's trying to let a root. He's trying to figure out a way to basically save the planet, and unfortunately, his daughter is sick. Although for being a sickly child, she is still very energetic, very childlike, and bright. And she does have a companion, a little robot dog by the name of Emily, that is basically her sidekick. And so she is very attached to this bot. And the one thing that she had asked her father, after, of course, he is, saving the planet, if he could give Emily a voice, so that way she could hear what Emily has to say. She would love to hear Emily. And the doctor has also an AI, and his AI, I believe it from information that you're starting to gather later on. It may have been his lover, his wife, that somehow also got sick and was passed on. However, he was able to kind of transfer her psyche, I'm sorry, into an AI, and so she's able to retain all of her memories and stuff. So she, Liz, and
Emo.
the doc,
Emo.
hey, what's going on? See, Liz,
Emo,
uh,
brother. What's up,
they
baby?
are they're both referring to her as mom, the AI. And so he is just on this on the quest, to just try to further humanity. And so we get to see the house that he was living in, where it was still one piece. However, now when we're going back into present time, we see Sarah and mom and dad and they and PJ, and they come across this dog bot that is searching for flowers and searching for, things, life. And so they've just begin to follow it, and the dog goes back to this home, and this home is now, very run down and shambles. It's got trees, literally tree trunk growing in the house, you guys. And the bot lays flowers on what seems to be like a, kind of like a grave site, if you will. And so you have to be under the assumption that Emily has passed on, but we're all wondering now still, like, where is the doctor? And so they do manage to find footage of the doctor's recording, and he is just a broken man, you guys. He was very hopeful. He had life still within him when he was, communicating with his daughter. And now things have just definitely taken a turn for the worse for him. And this is where we're seeing a portion of humanity that, unfortunately, we all, have to go through, the pain, the grieving, the loss of a loved one. Especially, with these present times, with, kind of the pandemic kind of surging and everything, unfortunately, so your heart definitely goes out to those individuals. And this is why I feel like this anime just speaks to us on a number of different levels. And so, they're trying to figure out what this password is, because now, by the time they saw this recording, the doctor has been long gone. Let's see, I would be scared that Ninja
whack body.
Yeah.
Right. Like, dude, my knees would be clicking. My knees would be clicking and clacking just out of spite, right? Like,
yeah,
that Steve's walking right down the corner because you could hear him. He's like,
yeah, or be like Whistler from Blade when he's like, the least they could have done was fix my damn leg. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'd be like, anybody got any WD-40?
Yeah, fix my
man.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So they while they're kind of further investigating the house, they're met by the bots, you guys. The security bots come and run up on them. They take them back to the farm, the orchard, and they're basically like, interrogating. They're not harmed or anything, but Zero comes in and he's like, like, what are you guys doing? You guys know about humans, they're dangerous. And mom and dad are speaking up for Sarah, saying that Sarah is a good girl, that she is not dangerous. I love how she struggles with whether or not she should wake humans up. That's true. That's another point, you guys, because after hearing what Zero, especially now with this conversation, she's hearing it because from mom and dad, she's thinking that humans are like, she's the only one and they're not considering her as dangerous. So to her, what Zero is saying is basically all foreign to her, because the bots that she was raised with never ever once uttered or treated her as such. So she was very much so considered a member of the family. And so Zero is now basically changing her paradigm from what it is that she kind of grew up with. And so now mom and dad are sticking up for her and trying to persuade Zero to change his mind, to basically open the door to making humans a safe, inhabitants, safe organic system, as what they kind of refer to them as too. And Zero's like, no, like, there's basically no changing my mind, and I know, like, that this is humans' way. They cause war, they spread diseases, they create dangerous things, but mom and dad are saying, well, they also can create good things too. There's good in humanity as well. And so so to Inja's point, it really is, that now eternal struggle, and Zero is basically having none of this, and he's telling the bots, that you got to take them. He has these kind of like units strapped onto mom and dad that are basically like shooting electric pulses to them. And so Sarah is seeing mom and dad suffer, Steve. And I know that this was something that you also touched on earlier. So do you please?
Oh yeah, man. That was really tough because, like you said, this anime kind of encompasses a lot on so many more other levels.
Yeah.
In communication and acceptance, right? There's a
Yes.
lot of conflict in this world, and I think the furthest thing from our mind is even common sense. But the other thing is acceptance, accepting
Yeah.
each other. Also, like morals. I mean, those
Yeah.
things really kind of fly in with these
Big time.
robots as well, because it shows I mean, they're robots, but it shows more humane, qualities. It's their moral compass. It's their logic that kind of
Yeah.
guides them. And then with Sarah being the beacon and,
Yep.
showing them that life is beautiful, right? And can be beautiful. That's why they love her so much. And
Hmm.
so in this scene, you're seeing her parents being reprogrammed.
Yeah.
And in some sort of sense, I mean, could you ever put yourself in her shoes and maybe see your parents, being in like wage of war or whatever the case may be? Because we're so desensitized from that.
Yeah.
And this is war, like
Yep.
this was war. And, um, it was very heart wrenching because they're trying to fight it from being reprogrammed. They're kind of saying a bunch of things that they remember of Sarah, the dates, you know, um, E92 starts spinning around, like, and doing this funny thing that he used to do would that made Sarah laugh. And
Yeah.
in hearing her laugh, I mean, I think that really brought happiness to them,
Hmm.
and in doing that, earlier, he tried to do that, but she's already grown, guys. She's grown, up to like a teenager
Yeah.
in
She's
in some sort of sense.
a
And he
young
was just
lady.
trying to figure her out and he did it and she's like, that's not funny anymore. But you know what the worst part about it was is that he did it and like when your kids get older, like they tend to veer off, right? They have their own friends now and you lose that as you grow up and you miss that because those are memories that you cherish.
Yep.
And, you see Sarah kind of break down because he's doing that, and she knows, like, those are the last memories that he's having. And,
Hmm.
at the final moments, they just beep, like, they just beep. They don't know anything of Sarah, and, like, that's it's heart-wrenching. She just grieves, she cries. Zero kind of comes in, tries to have his security robots take her,
Hmm.
and she is not having it. Like, this is where Zero's trying to tell these robots, look, here are like times in history where the humans just cause ravage. They're
Hmm.
not good for this system. We're building beauty. We need to
Yep.
keep it safe. And true to the fact, I mean, Sarah just says, let me go. And she just loses it, guys. She goes into the fray. She whacks all these
Yes.
robots.
Full on rage, you guys. Full on
And
rage.
the other robots that have lived with her, you know, just
They're kind of
basically are
shocked.
surprised, they're
Yeah.
shocked,
Hmm.
and Zira
Yeah.
goes, "You see what happens? Like, this is what I was talking about." Um, but, in logical terms, I mean, I think those robots would be surprised, but they know they've just lost comrades, so I mean, they're logical enough to really, like, have that common sense, so it kinda shows a level of empathy. It shows that they're in some sense not just robots, but in some sense have morals and humane type of feelings for things, so,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that episode got me because it was just like, like, it's tough because you see her grow up, you see these robots be, taken, they
Hmm.
don't want to lose any part of memory of her,
Yeah.
um and yeah, man, that really was a powerful, powerful moment in episode 3. It was
Mm.
just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100% agree with you, man. And it also shows like that when the security bots were about to take, excuse me, away, um, it shows that she commands it, or she says like, get your hands off me, and the security robots listen, so that was something when I saw that I did kind of notice like, this is, if they're security robots they should be able to, but Zero himself just says, you know what, I'm taking matters into my own hands, and he grabs Sarah and he's basically taking her into that melting pot, that giant melting pot, you guys. And so he, he's still very with it. He's carrying a conversation with her, and he's trying to toss her out. But we have Uncle John, who comes in to save Sarah, and he somehow is able to kind of hold Zero down in a very funny way, but is allowing her to escape. That's right. And so they're not allowed to hurt human beings. And so that is something, but there is a little bit of a difference in that, because why is there only one robot, which is Zero, that is not necessarily hurting, but in a very physical sense. However, he was just going to toss her overboard, like they were programmed that way. That's right. And just so with every other robot, say for Zero, it does make him stand out, as it would, because he is the villain in this. And so Sarah is now, she's on her task, and she's she's on the run, you guys, and she actually goes to a that's right. That's
We
right.
later find out that
That's right.
Zero
And
is
this is where we find out, you guys, that Zero himself was once human. So as Sarah is on the run, we get to see a little bit more, and she kind of figures this out, especially when they're, kind of in the mix, and Sarah yells out, "Mom and Dad," and Zero has this very brief moment where he is actually taken back, and he's curious as to why this happened. And so going back to our flashback with the doctor, you guys, we get to see that we've come and find out that he had transferred his memory, his everything, at least the core of what he was, save for certain human emotions, I guess you could say, that he wants things wiped out. And so unfortunately, you guys, Zero is the only one that actually knows the password to wake up all humans. So Sarah is forced to basically do battle with Zero, and unfortunately, though Zero is not necessarily able to physically harm her, it turns into a mecha battle, you guys. Sarah, earlier within the story, as she was exploring, she finds this big giant Gundam-esque, robot,
he
and
was
so
cock diesel, baby.
that's right.
That
He's a
Gundam was cock
beefy.
diesel.
He's beefy, you guys. And so Zero and Sarah are forced to basically throw down. And now her companion, or new companion AI, Zerith, is basically telling her, kind of how things are. Like, I can help you run this thing, what have you. And so she's curious as to why Zero is actually fighting back, and because it's actually bot against bot. So he's not overriding any of the actual program. And Sarah has a plan, and the security bots are basically charging in. And now Sarah, with her family and on all the relationships that she's built with other bots, they're basically going at it with each other, you guys. And so Sarah figures out that Zero is Dr. Field, and she is basically trying to unlock his memory of what he once was. And so they're successful. It definitely wasn't easy, but Sarah is successful in able to unlock, and this was like down to the wire, you guys. She basically had 24 hours now at this point from a long countdown, and so she was successful in doing so. And you get an opportunity to actually see another human being, where Sarah is actually, there at the capsule, and she takes hold of a child. And it's, very new to her, but it's something that you can see that is very, very heartfelt, because she actually, of course, it wouldn't be, a successful anime without the hero kind of helping save the day. But you also get to see towards the end that she is able to kind of reprogram Mom and Dad. And so you get to see their reunion together. And she says that you guys are my mom and my dad, and so it just goes to show you just the impression that we make as human beings, like for those of you guys, and I'm sure many of you out there within the community are role models to someone, or have been, or are going to be in the future, you guys. And this is what, A37 and E92 are basically taking on that role, you guys. So that parental role of, guiding, someone, whether it be a tiny human, big human, whatever, as long as you're guiding them towards some sort of positive influence, you guys. And, like that's, we're on the track, so I think both of everybody could kind of take a little bit from these two bots. And you guys, this sums up Eden, you guys. So again, I don't know if they're going to further progress this. I would be really interested to see how they would. But for that, you guys, it's definitely worth the watch. And you just if you're a sensitive fella or gal, be sure to watch maybe with a box of tissues, because it might make you tear up a little bit, the crocodile tears. But you guys, overall, for stepping outside of my comfort zone, I feel like this was definitely something that was right up my alley. And now I'm more curious, so now I'm thinking I'm going into some new ones. So yes, you guys, and that sums it up, right, Steve?
Oh, it's done, man. Just
yeah,
wrapped up in a nice little package.
yes, indeed.
Bam, you got the question right here. What
Let's
would you
see,
rate
what
it?
would I rate it? I would rate it a solid 8. I would rate it a solid 8. Steve, what about you, man?
You know what? I think everything was placed well, and I would even just give it like a perfect 10, dude, because
Yeah,
it's in 4 episodes. You get a lot. It's a good stretch of time, so it's going to wrap you up. It does it gets you wrapped up quick, so it gets your piques your interest. You will see it, and I'm not really much for like scientific or like dystopia, like
yeah,
post-apocalyptic things in that sense,
same.
because it's but just watching it right off the bat, like I was like, wow, this is good. This first episode was powerful. Let's see what happens. I can finish it in 4, and in episode 3 and 4, man, I was just crying like a mother.
yeah.
I was like, pimps don't cry. Like, I was just like that. Oh, after,
Yeah.
dude, I had to get up out of the bed and do some push-ups
Oh yeah, this is to try to
and
get
slap
some
myself in the
testosterone
chest.
back
Yeah,
in you. That's right.
yeah, man. I was
That's
like,
right.
yeah, man. I wanted to just text you and just go, I love you.
I love you too, man. I love you
Yeah.
too. But
Much
yeah,
love,
I
brother.
mean, I definitely would highly recommend this anime, especially like touching on what you said. It's a very short series. I felt like they could have given us maybe a few more episodes to just kind of break up, because it is a little fast paced. However, that's also part of its charm. Sometimes too long of a stretch of an anime can kind of drag you down.
Oh,
So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys for everybody in the chat that has been here. And I hope that you guys watch this. Tell us what you think in the comments. Reach
hit
out to
them
us on IG,
likes.
because we'd love to hear your guys' feedback on what you guys thought, your opinion on this as well.
Definitely, definitely. Don't forget, hit them likes. Go ahead and comment. Go ahead and hit those jangly bells to be notified, man. And then you guys, we also
Yes.
we also got my man Geek Driven. My man Geek Driven is getting ready for movies and shows mañana.
Woo.
You already know he got that book of Boba Fett. Those
Oh yeah.
reviews down pat
Yep.
on lock, my brother. And then we got that Mondo Mail Call show, guys. We got the Mondo Mail Call show. And although your boy's less, I ain't afraid no more. I got some things there. I just
You're
got some.
welcome.
Yeah, not a finger. I got a mail call today. I caught some comics, a classic comics, man. I did some digging this weekend. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I
Love
ain't
hearing that.
afraid. You guys can put me last, but you guys definitely check Eden. Check Eden out. I highly recommend it. And be on the lookout for other shows that the Team Nerd Herd podcast are doing. Also, be on the lookout for what your community is doing, man.
Mhm.
Definitely share your community's work and what they're doing. Let's get united. I mean, if anything, this should tell you guys, anime is like people kind of steer them off, but if you guys really look at the story, there's a bigger picture to that. I mean,
Yeah.
most people, that just really don't get anime and they want to joke and heckle it. you know, they should have a little more common sense in saying, wow, like, okay, someone did this on a more different tip versus live action or whatnot, you know?
Mhm.
So this is
Yeah.
powerful. So definitely check it out.
Yes, indeed. Well said, Steve. Yes, this community is on the rise. You know, we got to continue this further, you guys. That's right. That's right. So let us rise together.
So yeah, rise together.
Rise together.
You're gonna be
Yes.
like Puffy, you know,
Yeah,
sun
that's
don't
right.
shine forever, you know.
Yeah, that's right, you guys. So again, we appreciate all you guys in the chat and those of you that are going to be watching the rewind later. Appreciate you guys. Much love. And with that being said, you guys, if you want to view it right, anime for life.
Oh, live.
Later,
Peace, y'all.
y'all.
Have a great evening.
Right.